got a special, going out of business, closed for business deal. I was eating out the other day. I say eating out. I was down an alley in a dumpster, but that doesn't matter. I found forks. They've already been used once. I've licked them clean. You can get knives too. Buy a fork, get a knife. Get a knife, buy a fork. Forks, knives. We don't have spoons. It's Crazy Neil with another steal of a deal. We got sticks. We got sticks that do tricks. We got an evil child. This is my young niece, Felicia. Small, nimble, agile. She can get through a dog flap, cat flap, rabbit flap, rat trap, mouse trap. All you gotta do is feed her once a day. She'll eat anything. Scraps, food off your plate, food out the bin, dog food. This is a steal of a deal to have a family member stealing for you. By Crazy Neil. We got sticks. Buy our sticks. Buy our motherfucking sticks. We've got empty toilet rolls. Some are crushed, some are squashed, some are ripped up, some aren't even cardboard. Some of them are just grit in a bag. We'll beat you with the fucking sticks if you come down with no money. I've got a broken knife. I've got a broken car. A broken ball. It's got no air in it. Oh God, I'm broken. Buy sticks. Recently, we had a deer wander into the parking lot and take one of our empty cartons away. We're even giving deals to animals! Come on down, it's Crazy Neil with a begging appeal, because there's been no deal for Neil. And have a crazy time at Crazy Neil's going out of business deal of a deal. Sticks, you hear?
Sanctuary for all and sundry. I've been living in an allegory ever since you made
This is Channel 1, broadcasting across the territories. Before we go over to join Megan Wolfe and the team for the national nightly news, there's just time to take a look at what's coming up later on tonight. At 6:30 p.m, it's Territory Trivia, where tonight a group of Menu Centre fulfilment executives from Territory 4 take on our reigning champions, the CCOs of Territory 11. After that, it's a special programme looking back at the life and career of Peter Clement. That's Just a Job at 7 o'clock. At 9 p.m, it's a chance to see the very first episode of Just the Job, followed at 10 p.m. by a chance to see the very last episode of Just the Job. At 10:45, Dr. Adrian Atkinson-Blimey will be attempting to learn the xylophone in Incisors, and that's immediately followed by the latest episode of our travellogue across the territories at 11:30, where tonight Jenny Demina will be looking at the old labour camps of the former Urkistan and how they've been converted into luxury holiday camps for the territory's family breaks. The Territory Weather Report takes us into the daily advance briefing before we spend the night showing you a series of random pages from Terratext, accompanied by offensively inoffensive music. But first, it's over to the newsroom for tonight's National Nightly News.
Good evening, this is the National Nightly News, broadcasting across the territories. My name is Megan Wolfe. Our top stories tonight, ashes to ashes. It's been 40 days since Disrupt conducted attacks across the territories. The coordinated action, dubbed the Night of Fire by commentators, was seen as an attempt to subvert the supply chain, but there may have been more to it. After a roadside IED toppled the convoy, prisoners, including Portia Hamilton-Mann, the daughter of the former Prime Minister, were freed and have subsequently vanished. The escapees are presumed to have fled the territories. Here at Channel 1, we say good riddance to bad rubbish. Food, glorious food. With the last of the menu centres opening in Territories 5, 8 and 14 today, Advance confirmed that the programme is now in full operation, providing free food for every citizen of the new future. What started as rationing during the 20-week war has blossomed into a social contract that is the envy of the unawakened world. Jack Trapterpants, spokesman for the menu centres, said today that while they can guarantee the contents of every box is nutritious, the actual quality of the meals you cook depends on whether you have a touch of Chef Jordan Rankley or the culinary skills of a professional footballer. If I were a rich man, problems in territories 11, 17 and 22 today as striking bosses attempted to undermine their new economies. With seemingly no awareness of irony, the former CEOs and MDs have come together to form the Wealth Creators Union, with demands including a return to 150% bonuses, private jets and mandatory grovelling zones. Advance have been quick to respond, saying if they would rather quit their cushy jobs to become nurses or teachers, they'll earn significantly more than they used to pay their own workforce. Thus far, no one has taken up the challenge. Some fun now. Signs of ever more resistance to Advance's radical policies today, as popular resistance movement Disrupt extended their reach further across the territories. The organisation's emblem appeared in every major city across the territories last night in a well-coordinated publicity stunt, which has seen them dominate the headlines. While it's beyond debate that Disrupt's membership is growing at a rapid pace, not everyone seems to be as energetic about it as spokesperson Alan James would have us believe. Especially not this resident of Gothenburg Zoo in Territory 6, who seems remarkably unenthused about global policy. 3 of our regular stories reach their natural conclusions tonight. CEO RIP. Sad news today as the remains of missing Sophia Rimington were found this morning at the company's Grizzleford facility. Sophia had become ever more reclusive following the total and utter failure of her pet project. Having flung herself into one of the toxic preparation vats, she was only identifiable by her ears. A spokesman for Rimington's Fist said, Sophia will remain in our hearts and in the approximately 45,000 flags that rolled off the production line in the last few days. A tragic ending for Sophia Rimington after a turbulent 2.5 years since she took over the company. Pass the salt, a concerning end to the tale of the trapped academics of Dante's Taint, as an image transmitted to the surface seems to show them cooking the captain of the rescue craft. After public indifference led to the mission's funding being slashed, Captain Audrey Aerospace was forced to wrestle the hastily constructed vessel through treacherous caverns to reach the stranded scientists. But on arrival, she found she hadn't been given enough fuel for a return journey. So it seems with their fate sealed, the shipwrecked scholars have reacted in the only reasonable fashion. Let's hope they've got enough croutons to go with their sailor suit. Bruising bride. Things seem to have gone from bad to worse for Mr. and Mrs. Handsleeves, as speculation emerges as to the state of their marriage. As Tiffany completes her 10 months community service for the assault of revellers at the wedding, Johnny told a close friend that she seemed to be happier cleaning pavements than she ever did cleaning my trophies. A source close to the couple said, although they're terribly unhappy, they want to stay together for the goldfish. All that, plus we'll be taking a trip to Dangy Parks for the notice board, as well as getting a sneak peek at the hottest ticket in town. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
People of the territories, today is the day we take back control. Soon it will be time for you to help us again. Come out of your houses, block the traffic, bring the capital to a standstill. I've met so many of you in my travels up and down Territory 1. You always ask the same question, how can I help? Well, this is how. And as for when, you'll know. Keep watching.
But first, 500 days after the loss of a fine leader and a great man, the start of tonight's programme is dedicated to remembering and celebrating the life of Peter Clement. Patrick Bannon is live from Parliament Park, where Julia Salisbury will be breaking ground on what will soon be a memorial garden in Peter's honour. Patrick.
Too much listening to that old bitch lying through her that poor bastard.
Patrick.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're live.
Because I'm not being funny. Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick.
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's no stopping her.
Hello, Patrick, we're
Well,
live.
of course, can't say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days.
There.
Now, she's lost it, mate. She's completely off the rocker. I heard from an aide that... Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what? Oh.
We will be going live to that groundbreaking ceremony just as soon as we can get Patrick back. Meanwhile, let me just say, I think the memorial gardens are going to... Fabulous job. Oh, OK, all right, it seems like we have got the signal back. We can now go live to Patrick Bannon in
Thank you, Megan. I'm Patrick Bannon, and we are indeed live here. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, but any moment now, Julia Salisbury will step out on stage behind me and dedicate the gardens to a great departed leader, Peter Clement. The crowds have been slowly gathering since this afternoon, and the atmosphere here has been bright and cheerful, despite the sombre occasion. And it seems like the ceremony is getting underway. Here is Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, the picture of elegance, to begin her address.
Good evening, fellow teammates and friends. 500 days ago, all of our lives changed irrevocably. Still reeling from the triumphs and tribulations of Liberation Night, another great loss befell the people of these newly united territories. The loss of a leader, a statesman, a dear friend, and a hero. Peter Gordon Clement.
Peter's death at the age of just 62, of course, announced by the team on the 24th of December, just 6 weeks after Liberation Night.
Born to a working-class family on a housing estate in Rotherham, Peter first trained as a carpenter before getting his start on television, first moving and building scenery, and then developing into the personality that we all knew and loved so much.
Just the Job first hit our screens over 25 years ago, running for 11 series, winning multiple awards, and charming audiences up and down the country.
Peter taught us, all of us, not to be content with the way things are, not to accept inequities, no matter how small. But he also taught us what it took to fight them. Courage, integrity, empathy, and hard, bloody graft.
Across a career spanning 3 decades, Peter Clement was known for shows including Wake Up, It's Saturday, and much later, late-night chat show PT, which at its peak drew millions of viewers.
Peter was by no means a saint. Trust me, he once told me he had more regrets than he'd had stolen dinners. He always did have a knack for a turn of phrase. But it speaks to the strength of his character that he chose to share with us his mistakes alongside his achievements, his faults as well as his talents. Peter had the heart to give it all he had for the people of these united territories.
Famous for his potty mouth, it's estimated conservatively that Peter Clement uttered over 1.5 million swear words during his career, though some sources put this figure well in excess of 2 million F-bombs alone.
Gripped by illness as he was in the weeks and months leading up to Liberation Night, he wasn't the man we loved. But his eyes still twinkled with that familiar joy for life, that spark of wit and wisdom of a life lived for others.
Prime Minister Clement, of course, died from apparent liver failure after suffering from the long-term effects of alcohol abuse.
I first met Peter nearly 20 years ago, moments before I was supposed to give a speech. Not unlike this one, actually. Only I'd spilt coffee all down myself, and I was young, nervous, desperate to be liked, and from behind me I heard, "Christ, Pet, you've either pissed your kecks or sprung a leak, but either way you got a problem." And before I could even say a word, he'd stripped off his dry trousers and insisted I took them. That was the sort of man that Peter Clement was. Kind, compassionate, sensitive, a brilliant thinker, a natural leader, but mostly a good man. This glorious nation of ours, so beautiful and new, this shining beacon of justice, Equality and humanity is his perfect legacy. But despite his accomplishments, the future he forged, the boundaries he pushed, to me, he'll always be the man in his pants cheering on a stranger at the back of the conference. It is my great honour to give to you the Peter Clement Memorial Garden. Shall we see if we can get a countdown going? Everyone with me. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Secure.
I'm not leaving, I can't!
Oi!
You two, come with me! Don't panic!
You're hurting me!
Well, stop resisting then! Stop resisting and we'll let you up!
Fuck
What are you doing?
I'm not resisting! You all saw! I'm not resisting!
Turn the
Camera off! National Night News gives the right to be here. I said turn the fucking camera off!
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear anything.
Yes, medics are coming, you sit down.
I can't hear you. I'm from the National Nightly News.
Well, then you can consider this payback.
Julius Salisbury!
Centipedes are arrested. Target approaching Songbird.
More than 10!
Target armed.
Haven't you done enough?
Look around you!
Fucking
This is what your precious freedom looks like, is it?
Rise up! Take to the streets, the time has come! Stop fires! Break windows! Draw them out! They can't stop us all! Resist! Distract!
Lower your weapons! Location secure. Lower your weapons!
What are you doing? Come on!
Turn that off, please, sir. I said, please turn that off.
Is this not enough? You've just seen them execute unarmed civilians, people like you and me. So why are you watching this? Why are you not in the streets with us tonight? What will it take for you to get up and be
truth
a part?
as it happens, and we make no apology for that. We'll update you on the latest from this disrupt attack later in the
Be what you were
programme.
born to be, the once and future free.
Don't go away. We'll be back.
The team should be your number one priority. But families are important too, and putting food on their table is a responsibility that, for too long, has been much harder for some than others. Unlike Disrupt, the team believes that tasty, nutritious food is a basic human right. That's why the wonderful, locally sourced food we provide at our universal menu centres ensures every member of your team is getting the vital vitamins and minerals they deserve. Of course, not everybody wants that. Only last week, Disrupt terrorists burned farms across the territories. They destroyed food meant for your table. The radicals want you to starve, but we'll make sure you won't. Everyone gets the same generous entitlement at the menu centres because, like you, Advance believe all our needs are equal. From a healthy breakfast to a home-cooked dinner, the team is always at your table. Minimally packaged, lovingly prepared, and absolutely free. Isn't that how you've always wanted food to be? Universal menu centres, because teams don't thrive on empty stomachs.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, Megan Wolfe. Very shortly, we'll be taking our daily trip down to the village for the notice board. But first, let's have a quick catch-up with Mr. Jeff de Plume.
Yeah. Right. Listen up, you lot. We need to get a few things straight.
Everything okay, Jeff?
You're not exactly fans of what we're trying to do in here. You've made that perfectly clear.
So what's going on, Jeff?
I'm just having a little word with the viewers, Megan. Don't worry yourself about it. Now.
Jeff? Seems like you've forgotten where you are, Jeff.
Well, I am.
Which is a shame. A real shame. Now tell me, Jeff, what is it that's got your overly expensive knickers in a twist?
Well, as you know, Megan, we do our segment on the show every single day, and it's becoming increasingly clear to me that nobody likes it.
Would you say that?
I don't have to. You should see some of the letters I get.
I would love to see some of those letters personally, Jeff.
Well, luckily, I brought them all with me here. Yeah.
You're a very small man, aren't you?
Yeah. Now, there's been a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of fingers being pointed, and I think this is a good opportunity to clear a few things up, if it's all right with you.
Well, yes, our viewers are our top priority, so I think that's a good idea.
Good, I couldn't agree more. Right, yeah, this one annoyed me. Dominic from Rantley wrote, Dear arrogant, talentless oaf. I think it's addressed to Tommy, but still. You're not funny. You're annoying, and I wish you'd all go and live in the sea.
Oh, God, yeah, that's going to be hard to hear, isn't it? What would you say to Dominic?
Yeah, I'd say that 3 Screenwriters Awards and a TV Digest nomination beg to differ.
He's brought them with him.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of that lot agree with Dominic.
Does look that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, what have we got? Oh, yeah, Janet from Sanforth wrote, off Jeff. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What have we got? Here. Oh, yeah, this one. We've got blah, 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 Philippa's talent, yada, yada, Tommy's fine. And here we are. But you, Jeff, are the most pointless waste of airtime since the test card.
Hang on, this one, Dear Genius.
Hey!
Your show is the greatest waste of time. Never mind.
Right, fine. Right, yeah, this one. Someone's drawn a picture in what I assume is ketchup next to my home address with a message that just reads, man.
It's actually quite good. This one simply reads, I watch this rubbish, which I assume is a spelling mistake, but either way, it's just very confusing.
Yeah. Off. I read that one.
Yeah, so the strength of feeling here is strong,
yeah.
I would say. Jeff, what do you want to say to the people at home?
I would say there's an easy explanation, Megan, yeah? As you know, we are unbelievably funny in here, yeah? So it seems to me quite obvious that certain people upstairs are so unbelievably bad at their jobs.
Careful now.
Yeah, or, and I think this more likely, are deliberately trying to ruin the show. That security won't let me up there anymore, all right?
So you're blaming the notice board's poor ratings on our long-suffering broadcast team?
I am, yeah. They're making us look like there, Megan.
Listen, while our skilled broadcast team might have made a few errors that have led to some sloppy segments, I really don't think that's fair.
Yeah? Well, I think that's bullshit.
Off you go then and get ready. Whew, that was Jeff de Plume there, creator and writer of the notice board. Just a reminder, if you do have any comments or criticism about Jeff, you can send those in. He clearly reads them all, so please do keep them coming. But now it's time, maybe for the last time, to head over to the notice board.
Fuck. I've forgotten the line. Can we go again? Can we? Okay. It's gone again.
What a day!
What a day! First a tea morning, and then to post this notice. I don't know how I managed to cope with it all. Oh, wait. Perhaps I do. Oh, bus sake, Barnabas, what on earth is all this?
Freeze, dirtbag!
Oh, shit. Laura, I thought you were a knife-wielding mugger or stabber.
I'm afraid not. It's just me, a community cohesion officer responsible for keeping crime at record lows.
Of course, I keep forgetting that thanks to you and your team, violence in our streets is a thing of the past.
What's all this, Vicar?
I know! It's a disgrace. Somebody's defaced our notice board with this assorted construction waste.
We should be good team members and clear it.
I agree.
Careful, Vicar. It looks heavy.
Ha! Now don't call me the Right Reverend Ripped for no reason. It's no good.
Looks like all those crucifix classes were a waste of time.
Maybe you, a young CCO, will be able to lift it. Looks like all of those lifting classes were a waste of time.
It's too heavy, even for me, a strong and capable woman. Surely there's no one alive strong enough to lift this.
Did someone call for the best firefighter in town? Hi-ya!
Thank you, Captain Evans. You're so much stronger than us.
Especially me, the weak old man.
It's the least I could do for my community.
No luck catching the little devil then?
Unfortunately not. The ferret struck again last night. When Ray opened the post office this morning, he found that every single stamp had been pre-licked.
My God!
Some people have no decency.
Sadly, if we don't catch him before tomorrow, we may have to cancel the village fete.
Don't worry. We won't let that happen. Will we, Vicar?
No, no. Why do they call him the ferret?
Some nature that really it's because whenever he strikes, he always leaves behind the foul stench of urine.
Never fear, officer. We'll nuisance and save the village fete, or my name's not Captain Danger Evans. The community cohesion team are doing their best, but they simply don't have the smarts to solve this mystery. But I know someone who does. Someone who's about to blow this thing wide open. Me! Blackout!
Ah! It's the morning of the fete now, thanks to the theatrical convention.
I sure hope everything goes to plan. Oh, look! There's Mrs. Craven setting up her cake stall.
And look, there's the motorcycle display team setting up for a show that would be too expensive to show on television.
I'm setting up the coconut shy. What are you doing, Vicar?
Well, first I'm running the tombola, and then I'm selling forgiveness for money.
Aren't you judging the jams?
I couldn't possibly.
Oh, that sounded like Mrs. Craven. Looks like someone sucked all the jam out of her donuts.
The damned ferrets are struck again.
Whatever are we to do?
Although I'm very competent, I have no idea how to solve this case.
I guess we'll have to cancel the fete.
Hold it right there, ferret.
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you, the vicar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
Vicar, is this true?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
Vicar, is this true?
Hang on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend!
No, stop. We've got stuck. Let's just... hold it right there, ferret.
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you, the vicar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend.
Admit it! You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
Vicar, is this true?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend.
No! So this! Here. Admit it, you wanted the fete cancelled so you could have a day off, didn't you? Vicar, is this true? Yes. I already have to work Sundays.
I already have to work Sundays. I shouldn't have to work 2 days a week.
Vicar, is this true?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Reverend.
Okay, sorry, we're just going to have to cut short the final episode of the notice board there.
What?
Yeah, yep, it's really sad, but I think it really has run its course.
No, there's a good bit coming up where I solve the whole thing.
It is a shame. It's a real shame. We would like to thank you all.
Look, let's just go on with the last bit. Tommy, for f***'s sake, you late! Right, fine. I already have to work Sundays.
It's something about,
God! Damn it!
So thanks again to the cast of the notice board. So much
But
for...
how did you know? My first clue was the smell.
The hundreds of lessons and the laughs over the
that's
last
right.
year
I do
and a
smell
half.
of urine. Right. Next, I noticed that the vicar's tongue was particularly dry, almost as if he'd been licking thousands and thousands of stamps.
We'll be so sad to see it go, but at least we ended on a high. It's almost time to take a break there. When we come back, we'll be seeing the opening number of a brand new musical.
My name is Katie Brightman. I'm an economist and commentator. You've probably seen me on the news talking about Advance and how progressive their policies are. Well, I was wrong. And I'm here tonight to say I'm sorry and to beg for your forgiveness. My parents are not rich. My mother was a nurse and my father worked in a factory. I was the first member of my family to go to university. But I always envied my friends who had so much more. Over the years, my jealousy grew. So when Advance came to power, I didn't think about the damage they would do. I acted selfishly. I was glad to see the rich punished. I didn't see how backwards Advance were. I didn't understand that rather than tearing down the wealth creators, we should have been helping everyone else to take a seat at their table. Under Advance, the country is poorer. It is poorer in ambition. It is poorer in aspiration. We are infantilized by Advance's naive policies. Policies born from absurd, redistributive fantasies. I have whored myself out to the media to defend the indefensible. I have betrayed my parents. I see that now. Mum, Dad, I'm sorry. Our only hope, the only hope, now lies with Disrupt.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later in this segment, we're hoping to be able to go back to Patrick Bannon at the scene of tonight's shocking Disrupt attack. But first, I'm delighted to be joined by the cast of the smash hit musical everyone is talking about. I'll be speaking with the cast in a moment, but first, let's take a look at them in action. Please give a warm National Nightly welcome to the Novaries.
The Novaries.
Hello? Doctor? Yes, I see. Thank you for letting me know. I have a decent life. I'm a happy, loving wife. And my job is well paid and fulfilling. I have a husband, John. He's due home soon, won't be long. And I have to tell him something that is absolutely chilling. We share coffee in the morning and we make love every day. We take time alone together to talk and laugh and play. We prioritize our needs. We do charitable deeds. But the flowers of our happy life are now beset by weeds.
I'm home.
Oh, darling John.
Oh, dearest John.
There's something very wrong. I've just had a conversation with our doctor, David Wong, so please be seated. This news will make you feel defeated. The scans revealed a lump.
You poor unlucky chump. Is it cancer?
Worse, oh, John. We're having a baby.
How can this be?
Oh, woe is me.
Why has this happened to me? I always wear 2 condoms for the maximum of
Safety in our tiny flat. We built a peaceful habitat. Now our fucked, we're having a baby. Now you can't have any wine at book club.
And there won't be any time for foot rubs.
Now your hair will stink of weed.
And you'll start to disagree.
And forget about that holiday in Territory 3. No more waking up at 10:30. In fact, you're never going to get a good night's sleep again. No more snap decisions to go on to a club. You'll be lucky if you even make it out to the pub. Why can't we be more like our gay and lesbian chums?
The only glue they have to deal with comes from personal bums.
Now when I take a sick day at home,
The parasite won't leave you alone.
how he's grown!
We're our top priority.
I look after you, and you look after me. Ain't no trouble and strife, we got a childless life. No one wails and no one bawls. No one draws things on the walls.
A happy husband,
A wonderful wife, we got a childless life. We're having a baby. We're having a baby. Changing nappies daily. We're having a baby. No more weekends by the coast. Now your kid is uppermost. It's more than a passing craze to have childless days.
We're having a baby.
Food and drink thrown everywhere. Death trap toys at the top of the stairs. Every parent prays to have childless days.
We're having a baby.
No more spas and no more
We're having a baby.
18 years on bills at least. Time for a whole new phase.
We're having a baby.
One more thing before the show begins. Have you considered that you might be having twins? No!
Amazing. The Novaries there, treating us to their opening number from Elegy for a Childless Life, which is currently the hottest ticket in the capital theatre district, and will be touring the territories later this year.
Right then, come on, you got.
Come on down, let's go, don't be shy. Hello.
Hi, Megan.
Hi.
It's an honour to be here.
Oh, really? Are you fans of the show?
Yeah, it used to be.
Well, listen, let's get stuck in. Your amazing musical. Now, I mean, not only do you perform this show every single night,
with matinees on Wednesday and Saturday.
right, but you're also the show's creators, am I right?
Well, everyone contributed their ideas, and then some of us went away and did the actual work on the script. But no, it's very much a team effort.
Oh, that's fantastic. How rude of me. I've not introduced any of you. I'll be the one being replaced next. Let's go down the line, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jack.
Jim Blunt. Pleasure to be here.
Jennifer Boreham-Woodley.
Hello, I'm John Sapley. Used to be in the business professionally.
My name's Jill, with a J.
And I'm Janet. I'm the youngest.
That's incredible. And you were all friends previously. I mean, what a coincidence, right? With your names beginning with a J.
Oh my goodness, guys! Our names all begin with J.
How have we never noticed that?
Because you haven't typed them out 1,000 times, maybe?
You knew? Why didn't you say anything?
I thought we all knew. It's bloody obvious, isn't it? I just thought we were doing a funny thing where we never mentioned it.
And I believe as well as being friends, you're also couples, you know, in real life as well as in the show.
Well, oh, well, not exactly.
No. I'm not married to him. I'm with Janet.
And I'm with John, you lucky bean.
Jim and I are married.
4 fabulous years.
Well, that must make for some confusion in the rehearsal room.
Well, you should have seen the first draft. Jen decided that Jack would play Jim, I would play Jack, Jen Janet, Jill Jen, Janet Jill.
What about John?
Well, my character was originally just called Man 1.
It was allegorical.
It was very confusing.
Not for a professional.
After much toing and froing.
And gnashing and wailing.
And gin and tonic.
We decided that we'd just use our own names, which is less truthful.
We're also less likely to go into the wrong dressing rooms.
Oh, God, yeah, that would be very embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Of course, when I first wrote it, we were only meant to run for a few nights at the Mimbley Village Hall, but when I registered it with the Department for Culture, it caught the eye of someone high up, and before you could say overnight sensation, we were transferring to the capital.
It's all been a bit of a roller coaster, really. I'm only 19. I'm the youngest.
You really don't have to repeat that.
I had to give up my job as a mortuary technician.
Well, yes, we all had to move to the capital.
I love that job.
It's been a very turbulent time.
So peaceful, no singing.
This piece isn't political, is it?
No, absolutely not. It's about children and why you shouldn't have them.
Unit, Eagle to advance on target 22. Terrible problem.
Having children.
Well, you understand, Megan.
You clearly agree.
Wow, this isn't about me. The unit, Eagle to advance on target 22.
You're very chatty tonight, dear.
Usually I'm the chatty one, because...
You're the youngest, we know. It's not a badge of honour, Janet.
Janet, please, Jennifer. Oh, well said, John. Thanks, Jack. Got you back.
So could you just tell us what is the play about? What happens in it?
Well,
go ahead.
It's a tragedy, obviously. Jennifer, myself, and John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their hopes and dreams.
And there's lots of singing.
And dancing.
A lot.
The age of 22.
Let's not spoil the second act for anyone who might come to see it.
Which should be all of you. For too long, we've been told that a life without children is somehow incomplete, that children are a blessing. Well, I've done the research, and they're not. Besides, there's already loads of running around all over the place, so...
Exactly. We just want people to have the option of a happy, child-free life without stigma. You know,
when I was 14.
Patrick, are you okay?
Thank you, Megan. This is Patrick Bannon reporting from the scene of tonight's devastating and symbolic attack tonight this evening. An attack which I myself have found myself caught up in. I'm still a little dazed and a little deaf, Megan, so I hope you'll forgive me if I see that it's time to speak with the Prime Minister. Mrs. Salisbury, that's you. You're still here. The Prime Minister.
I couldn't leave, not when there were people that...
Yes, no accolades here. Or palisades. Or lemonade. Right. So, is the situation... Now, are we safe?
There's a new monologue on the autocue for you.
From them.
Of course. What did you expect tonight? Freedom of expression.
Public that, although there have been some injuries, there were no civilian deaths here this evening.
Oh, that's good news about the Sorry, did you say no deaths?
That's right. No civilian deaths. Just the 4 disrupt terrorists curtailed by law enforcement, who were, as always, so cohesive.
There's speak there, on the camera there.
Stay at home tonight. Do not become another casualty of war. Disrupt have had their moment, but, as the dear departed Peter Clements once famously said, it ends today.
For those strong words of strength. Back to the studio. Megan, now in the studio with Megan Wolf now.
Patrick Bannon.
That went well. I thought that went quite well.
Horrifying bombing. Maybe you need to get checked out, Patrick. Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's National Nightly News. But before we go, one final thought. Throughout the programme tonight,
mobilised. You have come together. From our agents at the television networks risking arrest and getting those words to you, to the many hundreds and thousands gathering to invade team headquarters. As I speak, we are turning the tide, and it is time for change. Tonight we topple their regime, and we also silence their mouthpiece. Channel 1. Time to wake up.
And they are not the overwhelming force they would have you believe. The military have been actioned, and, well, it's pretty scary out there tonight. So stay at home and stay with Channel 1, because the team has assured this programme that the turbulence will soon be over and we can once again focus our minds on building the new future with equality, fairness and resources for all. My name is Megan Wolf. Let's make tomorrow better.
Be a part of something that puts the exclusive into exclusive with this truly limited collection. The Joy of Privilege is the only weekly collectible that isn't afraid to discriminate. Simply send in your birth certificate, a lock of hair and a cassette tape of yourself speaking correctly, and you too could join the privileged few.
Well, things are going pretty well for us. Sales are through the roof. So we thought what better way to celebrate than to go back to where it all started. Unnecessary collections and companion magazines.
Join today and you could receive a private education, an unbearable sense of entitlement, and your own middle initials. And if you call now, you'll also get this overconfidence in your abilities and a bottle of red wine flavoured diazepam. The Joy of Privilege gives you everything you need for an unearned start in life. Use it to land a job, avoid prison, and get favourable health outcomes. Have your secretary's assistant call the housekeeper or have the maid send the boy. You really can't afford to wait, even though you really can afford to wait. The Joy of Privilege. Probably not for you. Pleasure Corp is no longer a corporation, but a large series of small legal entities which all live below the assets and wealth threshold.